asking if I was live on youtube.com. We are now live on youtube.com. I might be able to settle a bet with you, or I don't know. I don't know if you'll call it settled.
What bet?
You made a bet. Do you remember we made a bet on the last show
about the Guidestones?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta find my vape.
Uh-oh. This is an emergency.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Hey, everybody. If you are just joining us for the fake show, the pre-show to the real show, Nathan is on the hunt for his vaporizer machine. I hear footsteps. He may be returning with it. Looks like he's still searching. Nope. The vaporizer has not been located. Has he checked all the pockets? Is it potentially between the seat cushions? Is it in a pencil holder? Do you think Nathan has a pencil holder on his desk? Like something like this? This is where I keep my vapes. Do you think that's where it is? I don't think that's where it is. I think he would have seen it already. But he's left me here as he is searching for the vaporizer.
Yeah, I won't. Sorry. I don't know where it is. So I guess I'm going to have to live with that. It's really strange that it would be away from me. So,
I've been losing track of a lot of things since CERN popped up, just so you know.
Yeah, it could be another CERN-related thing. Damn. Oh, that's really fucked up. But I already started the broadcast, so I don't want to. We'll start the show. Oh, we've been live for 2.5 minutes. We start after about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep looking for it. I've just been narrating it. I asked, do you have a pencil, like one of these? Like, do you keep pens and something on your desk?
Nope.
No. Because I keep that's what I was saying. My vape is in here.
You keep your vape in there? Yeah, I have my weed vape, but for some reason, I must have temporarily misplaced my other one, which is really bad. We still have 2 minutes left. How many places could I have possibly put it? This is really strange.
Have you checked all pockets?
Yeah, check my pockets.
What about the seat cushions?
Very many places. I'm going to just look real quick. I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. The real show will begin soon. Hopefully after Nate finds his vape pen. This is a critical component of the show. If you're not yet aware, the Live the Veil broadcast is in... We know we are live, yes. And this is not the real show. The real show will start in a few minutes after Nathan finds his vape pen.
No, I'm not going to find it. It's not a vape pen. I'm not going to find it.
I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him. I'm really empathizing with this because I've been there.
Yeah, I definitely have to blame CERN, though, because it's really weird. Like, there's no reason for it to be lost.
Yeah, especially something that, you have on your person.
All the time, and I'm always using. Really weird. That I do blame CERN for that. Okay, we'll get started with the show in a second. We have to talk about Elon Musk. I have a vaccine thing that might not even be safe for YouTube. We'll see. But I'll cover it. It's real news. And then I have a clip of Joe Rogan talking about something. Oh, and we've got to talk about Bodega Bro.
Of course.
And what the AI says about Bodega Bro. I haven't shared this yet on Twitter. Okay, we're about to start. I'll tweet it out. Highly experimental show. Most people just put a screen up with a countdown. We actually show up.
We do. We're here.
Look at this. Man, people are so funny.
What happened?
Look at this thing about Trump. We'll start the show here. I'll start recording the podcast, and then we could just talk about whatever. It's super experimental, so people are into it. Hey everybody in the thing on YouTube. Hey everybody on Rockfin. Hey everybody on D Live. we're going to talk about the news today. And so then I have a sign that says show is about to start. And then I could press record here. And then we're live on the podcast. I was going to show you this thing about Trump.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I should start with that. I wanted to start with our bet. You made a bet with me last week. It's the first week of, so it's Friday. I can take off the thing that says show's about to start. Here's the banner I can run on the bottom of the screen. That shows our Cash App, which people can donate with because we're not monetized. And we still like to do things for tips. So if you tip through that method, you can get your tip read out. Or, and like you could say in the Cash App why you're giving the Cash App. And then also you could ask questions to the AI. Like I asked the AI, who is Bodega Bro? There are multiple bodega stories ever since CERN reoperated itself. So there was Bodega Bro, right? We covered it.
Mm.
Bodega Bro was the guy. So I asked the AI, who is Bodega Bro? And it gave me an answer that I'm curious about because I wasn't sure. Wasn't aware that it was a name for anything. So I'll show you what the AI says about it. The AI says, who is Bodega Bro? It says Bodega Bro is a nickname given to a white male who frequents bodegas or small convenience stores typically found in urban areas. The term is often used in a derogatory way to describe someone who is perceived as entitled or out of touch with reality.
So it's like a Karen.
Yeah. Was it really? Or I thought they were just calling this one guy Bodega Bro. I didn't realize it was a slur. Do you think it really is a slur? Or do you think the AI is just making that up?
I mean, I had never heard of the phrase Bodega Bro before. I thought it was like part of why he was trending. Like it was a clever thing, but I guess nothing's original.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard because sometimes the AI just makes stuff up. It makes up stuff about me sometimes. It makes up stuff about other people. So it could just be making up that this is a nickname given to somebody and just saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't trust AI. And I think it's funny that you asked who is Bodega Bro right after you asked why would someone want to kill Shinzo Abe?
Yeah, I asked the AI that just to see because, you got to look into stuff. He said, the AI said, some possible reasons include political motivations, personal vendetta, for example, has a grudge against Abe, or mental instability. So, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I mean, those are some possible reasons. Those are definitely possible reasons.
Yeah, it covers
the guy used a homemade gun because guns are illegal in Japan. It's pretty funny. It's a funny looking weapon.
Oh yeah, the gun, not the assassination.
No, I guess it's not funny when people die.
Mm. Well,
this guy was known for printing lots of money. Like he's the all-time winning money printer ever. They basically bought up all their public debt in Japan because of Shinzo Abe.
Oh, so he is like Trump. I've seen that circulating.
They called it Abenomics, but he basically, and now the yen is basically being destroyed because they've done the money printing. They're like the maximum money printers of all time. They bought it. Their central bank bought up their entire economy basically. And it does have something to do with Shinzo Abe. So this guy might have been upset with money printing. Possibly.
Maybe. It is just weird this is all happening in the same week as Boris Johnson resigns and the 33 UK people leave. And now we have a former prime minister shot. Like, I don't want to get too doomsday, but I wouldn't be shocked if this was like a trend, if we started seeing more and more of this. Maybe the Queen is next.
More and more of what? You're saying because of CERN, right? You think it all has to do with CERN? I
look at CERN more as like a bell. Like the bell has been rung. Let's pull the rug on the next level of destabilization we're going to have. So I wouldn't be shocked if more heads of state or former heads of state are taken out. Just so, that's the whole point of the Great Reset. They want to destroy the fabric of what we've known and replace it with something else.
Yes. They, want to do that.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, that's who Tucker Carlson's always talking about. Tucker Carlson is always saying they this and they that. They're bad people out there that want the Great Reset, and they're trying to starve us. They're trying to starve us.
Yeah, I wish he'd be more specific. He has the time and resources to actually like pinpoint these things.
Thanks, Pirate Justin, for the diamond over on D Live, who says, happy Friday, dynamic duo already. We've only done a few shows together lately, and he's already using that dynamic duo. Hey.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Cheers. Happy Friday.
We still look out for people on D Live. So yeah, that was my conversation with the AI. Then on the news, on the show today, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me, Angelina. This is Lift the Veil. It's an experimental show. Sometimes it's on YouTube. Today it's on YouTube. I'm going to cover some stuff I was thinking about making a video about it. And I was thinking, it would probably get banned. So we're probably going to talk about some stuff that I feel like would probably get banned if you put it in a separate video.
Fun.
Yeah, we're walking the line. So I'm going to talk about that. Going to talk about Elon Musk and his harem and him pulling out of the Twitter deal. Everybody's making the same joke today, which I thought was really funny when you told it to me. I was like, oh, I'm going to make that joke.
Yeah, no, a million people already did.
Yeah. What did you say to me when I told you about the Twitter thing?
When you told me that Elon was trying to cancel the Twitter deal, I said, it's the one thing he's pulling out of.
Yes. Good one. It's still funny. It still makes me laugh. It's a funny joke. So yeah, but Jimmy Fallon said the same thing. And so did all these other broads on Twitter. They all made the same joke. So
yeah.
Guess it was too obvious because he never pulls out because he has 9 kids that we're aware of.
10 at least that I think exist.
Okay, yeah. So this is a conspiracy theory for all the people talking about Amber Heard, and a lot of people were talking about Amber Heard on YouTube during the trial. People didn't talk much about the Elon Musk connection to Amber Heard, did they? I mean, not nearly enough, I don't think, because he literally donated. You could almost say that he paid $1 million to sleep with her, if you wanted to put it uncharitably, because he donated $500,000 to the ACLU and $500,000 to this children's hospital of LA or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then allegedly, they slept together. And then allegedly, at least you've alleged to me that they've had a child together too.
I am very confident that Amber Heard's baby, because Amber Heard had a baby in late 2021 via surrogate. She was never pregnant, and no one knows officially who the father is. But there was a rumor that came out of Amber Heard's family a couple years earlier that Amber Heard and Elon Musk were engaged in like a legal battle over these frozen embryos that they had created together.
Right.
So, and Amber Heard's baby via surrogate was born like within a couple of months of the baby via surrogate that he had with Grimes, the second kid. And now we're hearing yesterday, I think that's when the news came out about him having twins with his Neuralink executive person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we know how they were born, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was also via surrogate. So I think that there's a lot more Elon Musk babies out there than we're aware of. I'm betting at least 10. I'm including Amber Heard's baby in there. And I think it's just a really funny supervillain arc for Amber Heard. If she actually does have a baby with Elon Musk that he didn't want to exist, I think that's pretty funny.
I'm curious. So this is not just only us speculating. Google Search does a new thing. When you search for something and they give you a link, they go to the place in the link and highlight the answer to your question. So this is really interesting. And so the AI is getting, just in case people are wondering about the direction of the show, we do talk about AI. The AI is getting relatively advanced.
Yeah,
is
because you
all.
keep talking to it. You're educating it.
I might, yeah, I don't know if it learns from me or not, because sometimes I tell it it's wrong. I just say, no, you're wrong. And then it sort of acknowledges that it might have been wrong. Like it said this weird thing. Well, anyway, so don't want to talk too much about AI. That just came up because of this search result. I'll show you that we're speculating about Amber Heard and Elon Musk's baby. So this is an article that says Elon Musk alleged to be the father of Amber Heard's baby amid claims they created embryos together. And then from my Google search, it highlighted part of the article and jumped straight to that part right here. It says Elon Musk and Amber Heard reportedly created embryos together during their relationship. Oh, how romantic.
I think it is romantic. He's the richest man in the world, you
They
know?
reportedly created embryos together. Usually, the way most people do that is they have sex.
Yeah, but that's for the pores.
Right. Like,
The
this
pores
is the
don't carry
new
babies.
way.
Yeah.
According to a 2020 report by the Mirror, a friend of Heard's mother claimed that Musk was suing the actress in an attempt to have the embryos destroyed.
Which is hilarious.
Which is funny. He didn't really distance himself that much from Amber Heard, though. He kind of said both. He kind of took the both sides thing during the trial. He said, "Oh, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are both good people, and I wish the best for them."
Did he say that? I missed that.
Yeah, he did say that. He was
Gross.
like, "Oh, they both have problems, but nothing. But it wasn't Amber Heard's fault." Like, I'm curious who's paying for Amber Heard's lawyers.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Because she should be broke, basically, right now. And then she's paying for all this legal stuff and getting flown around on private jets. And so there might be more going on there. But then in addition to, so that's the conspiracy theory that he might be Amber Heard's baby daddy also. And then it came out that he was he was the father of two children, twin children, with one of his subordinates. Can't say it any other way. I mean, he had children with someone who works for him. And then he justified it by saying he's trying to repopulate the earth.
Yeah, that's totally normal, right? That's the normal justification.
Yeah, I don't know about this Elon Musk worship. I mean, now he's pulling out of the Twitter deal, so people can really start slinging mud at him. But he said, he tweeted this after the news broke. I'll have to switch screens. After the news broke that he had these children with this. She works in AI, by the way. She works for OpenAI, actually, which is the company that has the AI that I talk to, is from OpenAI. So she works for that company.
Oh, scandalous.
Elon Musk tweeted, "Doing my best to help the underpopulation crisis. A collapsing birth rate is the biggest danger civilization faces by far."
He's so annoying. I'm so over him.
Are you over him, like, completely?
Yeah, I mean, he's like clearly a supervillain. He's a liar. He's a con man. He's impregnating all these women. I don't understand what the difference is between him and Jeffrey Epstein at this point. Not a fan.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted about that. I said the same thing, which is because I know that Jeffrey Epstein wanted to have a ranch where he impregnated lots of women and had lots of different babies with them, with his, seed, right?
Right.
Of course, he would have sex with them and stuff. Unlike Elon Musk, I don't know if he's even doing this. I mean, the joke about pulling out is funny. If he was really actually having sex, it seems like he was just creating embryos.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, I don't think he's actually doing the manual labor.
Yeah, I mean that, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is like pre-supervillain shit type behavior. I don't get
Yeah.
why people are worshiping him like he's saving the world. Like everything that he says is a lie. We're not going to Mars. He's not going to buy Twitter.
Okay. All right. Now you're getting somewhere. So he says, Elon Musk so fake it must be real. Let me see if I have that. Let me see if I have that clip. Um, Elon Musk, there is a clip saying it must be real because it looks so fake. He did say that. Is
Oh,
this
with
the
his little rockets.
Yeah, with his space car, with his space car. That was what he talked about it. If something looks fake, it must be real, he said. I can't find the clip of it, but he said that. And yes, you say we're not going to Mars.
No, we're not going to. First of all, he can't afford to send, I don't care how rich he is, he's not going to send 10 kids to Mars. That's way too expensive. And we can't go to Mars. It's not happening. It's not a thing.
Yeah, you don't think
He's
so,
full of
huh?
shit.
So what are you, some kind of flat earther?
My official stance is I don't know what shape the Earth is.
Okay. That's very controversial. To say that in public is weird.
I say that all the time. I say that to everyone.
Yeah. And people
Yeah.
don't say, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like someone will say to me, so you think the earth is flat? It's like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But people probably think that's weird. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? Obviously it's exactly what they say.
Yeah. I guess I've just like weaned those people out of my life. People who say obviously. I don't talk to them.
Oh, that's good. Well, you're doing a good job. Here's somebody's meme of Elon Musk saying outer space is real. Trust me with see, this is what conspiracy theorists do. They put he's making the hand sign.
Oh yeah, and the Freemasonic compass.
Then there's a Freemasonic compass down there. So people are saying outer space is real. I mean, in outer space, there is some, I don't know. People say space is fake. See, people say it's fake and gay. But
well, that's probably accurate. I think it's like a diversion. Not to be cliche, but like I think space is a distraction from how we actually could travel interdimensionally. It's not by throwing, penis-shaped rockets up and down from the air. Like that's never going to work. That's never going to happen. It's a much more like woo sci-fi type of thing. Not fucking rockets and convertibles in space.
yeah. Well, now the official story is now he's okay. It's being reported different ways. I actually changed the headline to my show because I believe to our show. I'm sorry, Jelena.
All good.
It said originally Elon Musk terminates Twitter deal, which is actually what it still says on Zero Hedge, but saying that is actually incorrect.
Oh.
Yeah, he has not terminated the deal, but even though that's what this headline says. Elon Musk terminates deal to buy Twitter, board to pursue legal action. He's trying to terminate the deal, but the Twitter board says that they're still pursuing the deal and they're going to sue him to make sure the deal still goes through. So he's filed some paperwork that says he wants to cancel the deal because he says they breached their agreement by not giving him the information about the bots.
The bots.
Right.
How many bots?
Well, that's the $1 billion question in this case, since it could cost him $1 billion to break up. The thing is that he signed when he made the offer for the deal. He said that he waived the inspection, basically, like if he was buying a house. He says, "Oh, we'll waive the inspection." That's basically what he did with Twitter. Is he said, "Oh, well, I waived the reviewing your financial documents and stuff. I mean, that did happen. So then for him to say this is kind of like, well, you said that you made the offer saying that you didn't have to see some of this stuff. And they're claiming that they've given him the correct information about the bots. So
do you think that's true? Oh, sorry.
Do I think that they've given him the information that he's requested?
Right, because didn't they say something like, oh, only 5% of our users are bots? Is that the number they gave?
Something like that.
Yeah. So do you think only 5% of the people on Twitter are not real people?
Wow. I get some weird, all I can talk about is my own experience, right? It depends on where you are in Twitter. Like if you're in crypto Twitter at all, then the level of bots is outrageous. The level of bot interaction with your tweets. So sometimes if I tweet something about Bitcoin or Coinbase or something, I'll get a bot reply with, and then sometimes they coordinate with each other. The bot will be like, do you know how to get your money out of this exchange? And then somebody will reply and say, yes, you should talk to this person. This person told me blah, blah, blah. So it's just a scam of some sort. And now I get spam messages because my messages are open on Twitter. If you want to contact me, I'm pretty easy to contact on Twitter, although I might not answer, but I'll probably look at your tweet to me. And these people are tweeting things like, this is the scam I'm getting right now, is I have $580 in Tether in USDT. It's in my wallet, and here are the keys to my wallet. And just tell me how to move the money, and I'll give you a cut of it. I'm like, and a number of different people sent me that message. So yeah, there are bots. I don't know what the percentage is, though. I don't know.
I agree. Crypto Twitter, crypto YouTube, crypto content online is where I found like the huge majority of bots that I'd ever seen, like obvious bots. And like you said, they'll have conversations with each other, which are like really creepy because you know that they're fake and they're trying to like put you down some funnel, some click funnel to go to some site and send them some money. But in general, I'm trying to, in general, I don't even know how many real humans are on the planet. That's like a whole other thing. That's like a,
you question the number of people on Earth.
Like, yeah, the number of like real human souls. Yeah.
And you don't think AI can have a soul, right?
I don't know what AI is, honestly.
That's fine. That's fair. Yeah. So the number, but yeah, most souls, I would say most souls are human. Although what about pets and stuff? Can they have a soul?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. But there's some NPC pets too. Like I've seen some pets that, I don't know. It's questionable.
Yeah, like French bulldogs.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Were you actually thinking about French bulldogs? French bulldogs don't have a soul, I don't think. They're just kind of like dumb, like robot dogs.
Yeah. And there's, types of that in every species is, I think, my point. And I don't know how many, most of the humans that have accounts on Twitter could actually be bots in real life, is what I'm saying.
Well, this is where things get particularly difficult. Is that when you consider that if you subscribe to things like simulation theory, or you think that we're living in some kind of a simulation in the first place, then you kind of think that people you interact with on a day-to-day basis are actually NPCs, at like skin. What like what do they call it? Isn't there a derogatory term for AI that looks human? They call them skin something or other. Well, that's what some people believe, is that there are people in their lives that are actually just NPCs that are not real human souls, and that you have to look out and try to find the real human souls that exist.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're a real person, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure, but that's why I asked you to be on the show with me. I'm not sure. I don't think that about everybody.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have that feeling, even if they're not willing to articulate it. There's a difference. You can tell when you're talking to a human. And when you're talking to someone who, not to say that they never had a soul, but I think there's, everything's on a spectrum. Maybe their soul was sold off gradually to some other force or entity, and they no longer really have control of it. And they're just kind of like an empty vessel driven by some other force.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's possible. Yeah. So those are all of the things that go into deciding whether you want to buy Twitter or not, is because you don't know. You don't know who's real on there. And then you don't know what it's worth. And then the economy's tanking. So he thinks it's worth less than what he bid. I mean, let's be honest. Like basically Elon Musk one day was like, oh, I'm going to save the world. And then he picks a number because his favorite numbers are 420 and 69. So he wants to buy the company for $54.20 is what he decided, which is probably way too much because it was about 20% more than what the stock was trading for at the time. And then now we're in a recession and everybody's laying people off, and like things have gotten way worse since he made the offer. So he's probably got cold feet. He's like, oh man, I shouldn't have offered so much money. What an idiot. And now he's trying to maybe just negotiate a better price. It's possible.
Did you know that he was born 69 days after 420?
No.
Yeah. So that's what
figure that out.
Just math, like his birthday plus minus 69 days.
Did you have to use a calendar tool though to do that and say, oh, did you have to, I mean, or were you able to pick a date? Because it's hard with months because some of them are 30 days, some of them are 31 days. So it's hard to do the math to figure out that 69 days later. Did you use a calculator?
No, I was a meme.
Oh, I see. You didn't figure it out. Somebody told you.
A meme
Did you
told me.
Did you double check their work? I always do.
I didn't this time.
Oh, see, it might not even be true. People sometimes say that shit, and then it's not even true.
But it had like 100,000 retweets. So.
Yeah, I know. That's the world we live in. No, it's possible.
Clearly. But yeah, I agree. I feel like the whole bid was always bullshit. It's not like this recession and the economy tanking came out of nowhere. Like he's the richest man in the world and he didn't know the market conditions were going to change and that this was a dumb idea. Like it was always a dumb idea.
Well, was it dumb though? I mean, was he trying to do some good in the world though? I hate to take people. Sometimes I like to try to take people at face value. You know, he says he's trying to do something good for free speech. I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe he is. So do you think there was any altruistic intention in making the offer to buy Twitter, or do you think it was all about just Elon Musk and trying to create memes? And
I think Elon benefits a great deal if a certain segment of the population believes that he's some like altruistic Superman trying to save the world, using his money for good. But I don't think that's the reality. No.
You don't think the reality is that he's trying to do good?
I mean, again, good is relative. I don't think he's trying to do good in the way that people think he's trying to do good. I think that he is a bringer of chaos and instability, and he will really rip the veil of a lot of different illusions that have been held in this world for a long time. But I don't, whether or not that's good or bad, that's up to individuals to decide. I just don't think he's as simple of a creature as he's painted to be by especially the kind of Trumpian DeSantis right at the moment. I don't know if you see these tweets, but there's so many tweets that will be like, Elon Musk says free speech should be a guaranteed right for all. Who agrees? And it's like 20,000 bots retweeting like, yeah, we agree. Right. And I just don't buy it. It's bullshit. Right.
I see the tweets too. They'll say, retweet if you agree with Elon Musk that liberals are bad. Stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right? You'll see that tweet. And and the AI gives me that tweet too. I see it every single time. Retweet if you agree with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Yeah. I don't see it as much for Trump anymore, but I do see it for the Austin contingent, the Elons and the Joes and whoever else is going there.
Everything happens in Austin.
Yeah.
That's where I guess Lex Friedman is too, is in Austin.
He is.
I was there for a second.
Was the vibe like awful?
Yeah, it sucks. There's nothing cool about. I don't think there's anything cool about it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not that cool. So, I'm not sure. I didn't go to maybe the coolest places. There's some good food there. There's some good food trucks in Austin. They have good food trucks.
I
But
only eat at places I can drive in at. I'm not doing a food truck. Can you drive up to the
you,
food truck?
you only really that's sad.
Look,
What about coffee? Do you only do drive-through coffee? Because you can.
yeah, I'm a Dunkin' girl. I love going to the Dunkin' drive-through. It's like a whole ritual. Yeah.
hmm Is it because you don't like human contact?
I love human contact. I'm concerned about how many bots are roaming around. I don't want to just hang out in a pool of NPCs that I'm unsure about. So I'll go places if it's like a person's house or a safe environment with real humans. But I'm
Mm,
not just like going to malls and walking around or going to random restaurants anymore. That's old
really?
world. Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Okay. Well, that is really interesting. Are you sure everything's okay?
I'm having the time of my life. I'm happier than I've ever been.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay. You know, I was going to say there's a headline about the Highland Park shooter. I have a few different news items. I thought this was I just thought this was kind of a dig on depressed drug users.
Mm,
Is that um he Robert Cremo was a depressed drug user, as if that's a bad thing. Just saw this headline. Robert Cremo III told cops he was a depressed drug user. I was like, hey,
oh,
what's wrong
yeah.
with that? But no, this. Okay, so we're moving on from the Twitter stuff. I think we talked about the Twitter news. So
Confirmed.
so he might try to buy the company for less money is what might happen. So that's one possibility. Otherwise, they'll just be in court for a long time. Twitter wants he's kind of like playing hard to get a little bit because every time he says something, Twitter's like, oh no, we're gonna do this damn thing. Don't listen to Elon Musk. They're like, we're gonna make this deal happen. They want it. But let me okay, let's we were talking about Joe Rogan and let me just run this by you, okay?
Okay, let's
Joe
do it.
Rogan was on with Lex Friedman,
Ugh,
and who are you saying it about in particular?
both.
Really? Because yeah, Katie, my wife, really doesn't like Lex Friedman either,
Okay.
and I think Lex Friedman is interesting. He's very intelligent, which I appreciate because not everybody is. And he started out, I believe his podcast was originally about AI, right? Is that correct? Because I
I
believe I was following it, or I saw some of his early podcasts, and they were actually about AI. And then all of a sudden, he started interviewing different people.
Right, right. Yeah, I think it's part of an op to make AI look appealing. Like, oh, see, look, Lex Friedman, he's really smart, and normal people probably shouldn't talk to him, but he can relate to like comedians and celebrities and stuff. Isn't it quirky and cute? I don't buy it.
Yeah, the thing about Lex that is annoying to me is that he's so sappy. He'll just tweet something like, "Life is amazing. All right, just hope everybody takes a moment to appreciate how beautiful life is. And I love all of you," and all this stuff, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
notice that?
I did. Yeah.
So he had on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan made news because he said that he wouldn't have on Donald Trump on his show, which I appreciate because I think that Donald Trump is the worst possible candidate for the Republican side for 2024. And so I think but that doesn't mean I like Joe Biden. It just means I think that they have better people who could win. But, and I think, which isn't much different than what Joe Rogan thinks, I guess, is I just think DeSantis is a better candidate, basically. And I'd be certainly more likely personally to vote for somebody like DeSantis or that guy. What do you think of do you think Glenn? I was thinking, I wager sometimes on politics. That Glenn Youngkin character who won in Virginia? I made some money betting on that race. He might have some appeal. Do you think he's right now you can buy stock in Glenn Youngkin for like 3 cents or something? He's got like a really low chance. I was wondering, do you think he's got a chance to be the Republican candidate?
No, his name is too weak.
Oh, it's too weak.
Glenn Youngkin. That's not happening.
Yeah. So who do you like in the presidential primary? I mean, who, like, if you just had to pick, politically speaking, who do you think the best candidate is on the Republican side? And it could be Tulsi Gabbard too.
Oh God. I mean, the only candidate that I'm even aware of having done anything is DeSantis. That's the only one that I ever see doing things and I'm like, oh, that's, cool. I don't trust him necessarily, but hey, that's cool. If I had to vote, which I'm not going to, but if I had to, sure, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's probably the best. I mean, he would have fired. One thing that Trump didn't do is he didn't fire Fauci. Well,
yeah, he didn't do a lot of things.
I know, but it's sensitive to talk about. People love the Trumpster. I was going to show you? I was going to show you this.
The Joe Rogan clip?
No, I was going to show you the Joe Rogan clip. I was going to show you this meme for Trump, but I'm not even going to show you that. Okay, let me show you this. This is just weird. You just tell me what you think. He's talking about how he wouldn't have Trump on because he could help rehabilitate Trump's image, and that would be a bad thing because he doesn't want to rehabilitate Trump's image. And then he compares it to Alex Jones. And he says he rehabilitated Alex Jones' image basically by having him on his show. So here's what he says about Alex Jones. I just want to play a couple of clips. Also,
in a way that is pretty shocking. Look at the way people look at Alex Jones now, because Alex Jones has been on my podcast a few times.
Yeah, which direction?
The people that have watched those podcasts think he's hilarious. And they think that he definitely fucked up with that whole Sandy Hook thing. But he's right more than he's wrong. And he's not an evil guy. He's just a guy who's had some psychotic breaks in his life. He's had some genuine mental health issues that he's addressed. He's had some serious bouts of alcoholism, some serious bouts of substance abuse, and they've contributed to some very poor thinking. But if you know the guy, if you get to know him like I have, I've known him for more.
Okay, all right. So that's what I wanted to play. So he says, Alex Jones is a great guy. Well, he was psychotic and he was wrong about Sandy Hook and he was a drug addict and an alcoholic.
Right. He's describing Alex Jones like he's just some like comedian. He's like, people think he's hilarious. And yeah, he's had psychotic breaks, but who hasn't? Like, he's a funny, good guy. Like, that's not even, well, if you think Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, then that is his shtick. But if you think Alex Jones is Alex Jones, he's not supposed to be just some funny, hilarious guy. Like, he's, fighting the New World Order. And that's why it's Joe.
Right. Yeah. Joe gets into that and says how, he was right about Epstein and all this stuff. So he gets into that. But I played that part. And then I just want to play this next part. So he says that he had psychotic breaks and he was addicted to drugs and he had problems with drugs and alcohol. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that part. Okay, so let me play this part.
Yeah.
I think you're really good at that. Like, you pulled him in.
I don't know if he would genuinely be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think he would be putting on a performance. And that's
You don't think you can break through that in like 30 minutes?
I'd need more time than that. And he doesn't do any drugs. That's the thing about Alex. You can get Alex high, get him drunk, and he'll start talking about interdimensional child molesters.
Yeah.
And then you get the real Alex.
Okay, there you go. So I thought it was very strange that he talked about Alex Jones being a drug addict and an alcoholic. And then he says when he has him on his show, he gives him drugs and alcohol, so that he gets a better performance out of him. That's not the thing you're supposed to do with addicts, right?
Or even like friends, right?
Right. It just seemed like really almost cruel. where he's saying, "Oh yeah, yeah," and the reason he doesn't want to have Trump on is because Trump doesn't do drugs or drink, and that's the way he gets people to loosen up for his show. Is he gets them high and stuff, which is why he tried to get Elon Musk, to smoke weed on his show.
And that's part of my skepticism of the Austin crew, right? Is that we have, Joe Rogan and the comedian sector and their potheads and haha, it's funny. But then we also have like Lex Friedman and this MIT scientific brain experimental contingent. And the one thing they have in common, I think, is the use of experimental drugs to figure out how the human mind works. And I don't like that overlap. And I think there's a big risk there, especially with the normalization of weed. Elon helped with that. Not that it wasn't normal when he smoked it, but just, that was a big deal. Like when Elon Musk lit a joint on Joe Rogan's podcast, like that went viral. It affected stock prices. It was a thing. And I feel like it's dangerous the way that they're using drugs, the way they're trying to normalize mushrooms now too, talking about what you can see. It's not in the hands of these people.
I use mushrooms. Yeah, that's another thing that Joe Rogan talked about on his show. Friedman asked him how he got through the criticism and stuff, and he said he was taking shrooms. But I do that too.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying don't do mushrooms, but I am saying resist the idea that it's like the key to something, your entire life's problems or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make your life any better.
No, it can give you insight, a window into things. I took some good shrooms on the last eclipse that we had. And
Which
I had
kind of eclipse? Lunar or solar?
Lunar, the good one. Yeah. And, cool. But there are some people who like live their lives that way. And I think that's the dangerous thing about promoting it the way that the Austin people are doing in terms of drug use and Neuralink, whatever the hell.
Yeah, Neuralink. Yeah, that is what they're saying is, they're going to make us better. That the drugs help. First of all, the microdosing, the mushrooms helps. And then Neuralink will really help out. If you have problems, if you're not thinking right, then the Neuralink can help you out.
Right. And it's like very easy to connect those things and make it into a system. Like, here's your mushroom, here's your IV drip, here's your Neuralink, all solved.
I know.
For free,
right?
Probably. Who knows?
Yeah, the government might pay for it.
The government might be just a board of Silicon Valley directors like Elon and Mark Zuckerberg and all of them doing this kind of shit, putting us in the metaverse, experimenting on us, giving us this alternative life path for free.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they've got us talking to AI already.
Well, you're talking to AI.
I know. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I know. So somehow they're satisfying their goals. Well, we had a wager, so I wanted to run that by you. I thought it was kind of like fucked up of Joe Rogan to say that. We had a wager because you said the Guidestones were possibly destroyed by supernatural forces, and I said that it was probably a human who did it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you made a bet with me on it. Was it whether the person got caught or not? I can't remember. But
yeah. The bet was that I said they were never going to find who did it and it was going to just kind of disappear. You said that they were going to find who did it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they have video. There is surveillance video of someone supposedly planting the bomb that blew up the one slab.
Play it.
I'm gonna play that. It's very hard to see though. There, see him right there.
What?
There.
Wait.
That's it.
Wait.
There it is. It's sped up, and it's somebody who walks up. You see it, right?
I see it. It's terrifying. For podcast listeners, can you explain what this is? We see the Georgia Guidestones in one side of the screen, and then this black human-looking figure, I don't know, it's something with legs, standing upright, moving towards it. But since the video is so sped up, it looks like a demon crawling out of the gates of hell, speeding towards this thing and back. This is not conclusive.
Okay. All right. So our bet isn't settled yet, but that is the evidence that they had. So they had that evidence of somebody, it looks like, walking up to the Guidestones. You can't see much though. Yeah. For the podcast, I mean, you don't see much. And do you see how the fisheye lens makes it appear like the earth has curvature in this picture? That's one thing flat earthers talk about a lot, is when you see curvature on the earth, it's because of camera lens. Well, look at this. This looks like you're on the moon.
There it is.
Yeah, that's how they do it. That's how they trick the sheeple into thinking that the earth is a globe. So anyway, that's what's going on with so that's the update on our bet. I can't say for sure.
Okay, well, that's a good update. I hadn't seen that video yet.
Yep. And there's a close-up. This is from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. There's their close-up. I mean, you can't. That's the close-up.
That's the blurriest photo I've ever seen.
I know. I mean, what the hell? You can maybe make out that it might have legs, but I mean, who knows? Looks like it could be carrying a keg or something.
Keg is what I
looks
thought.
like. Yeah, to me, it looks like somebody carrying a keg.
Oh my God.
So
This
yeah,
is
who
great.
knows? Yeah.
I love it.
It said they said the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said that it created a weakened structure. They had to knock it down because it created an unsafe environment for investigators. So it's because of the investigators. And then you have some breaking news to report. The time capsule is not real. Is that correct?
Well, according to the authorities of Georgia, wherever this happened, Ebert, whatever, they said that when they demolished it, they dug 6 feet underneath it to find the time capsule, because there's like this plaque that says, hey, there's a time capsule under here. And that's always been a thing. And I saw some people asking about that when this happened, like, what happened to the time capsule? Well, if you trust these state officials, they're saying that there was no time capsule. They didn't find anything. So case
Weird.
closed. Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. So
Maybe that's another thing that like CERN lost, you know?
yes. Yeah. Good
Vape,
point.
time
I
capsule.
found my vape. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I found it.
Oh, great.
When this video was playing, I looked around. I knew it couldn't be that far away. It was underneath the desk.
Perfect.
I'd like to give a second to give a shout out. Anybody can give a Cash App to either one of us during the show. I got a Cash App from, I guess they should always be anonymous, but thank you. It says for YouTube, and Jay can only watch on a TV with YouTube, and Jay, awesome, it says.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
some people are useless with technology. Yeah, I spent so much time trying to get people to move to other platforms. But as long as I don't say certain things, then it's okay to be on Twitter.
You can't just call someone who donated money to you useless with technology. That was rude,
Oh.
Nathan.
Oh, yeah. That's not what I meant.
But we appreciate the donation, guys. If you're confused, there's 2 Cash App tags here. LTV411 is for Nathan. Boho Solo is for myself.
We're competing.
We're competing to see,
Yeah.
I don't know, get our feelings
but
hurt.
it's better if I just share super chats with you, but I appreciate it. And thanks everybody who super chats on the other platforms too. I'm trying to watch out for you.
Yes.
Did you hear the Joe Biden clip from today?
No.
Okay, I'll play that. And then we'll talk about some other news. Are you having iced wine?
Yeah.
Is that a good drink?
Oh my God, it's the best. I mean,
Is
if you
it
have
like
good wine.
sangria or?
Well, this one's sangria-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, like sangria.
Mhm.
So it's kind of, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I don't make you drink it to make you more interesting the way that Joe Rogan makes his guests drink alcohol.
Right. Yeah. I choose. I supply myself.
Okay, that's good. All right, here's Joe Biden. This is pretty funny. Have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. This is good. He reads from a teleprompter, just like all presidents. He's not different than other presidents in a lot of ways, Joe Biden, but he is older. And this is what he said today.
Power. It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political or maybe precise, not and or political power. That's another way of saying that you, the women of America, can determine the outcome.
All right. Did you hear what he said? You laughed in the middle of it.
I'm sorry. I tried to get away from the mic.
No. I'll play it one more time.
Consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political or
End of quote. Repeat the line. It's pretty funny.
Why do they keep giving him instructions? Like, this is not the first time he's read the instructions or shown the instructions. Like,
I know.
Jesus.
I know. It is embarrassing, I guess. Yeah, I don't blame Biden for everything, like some of the stuff, like the economy. I don't think it's his fault exactly. I blame the Fed more than anything for inflation and stuff. But otherwise, I mean, the guy's completely out of it.
Yeah,
and then he says a lot of things that aren't true.
Yeah, he's been out of it since the Democratic primaries. Like, this is not a person. This is an example of what we were talking about. I don't know how much soul is left in Joe Biden's body, but whatever is in there is struggling to maintain control over that vessel.
Yeah.
It is not good.
Let me show you some more delusions coming from the White House today. I wanted to play this. This is the delusions about our economy. Just wanted to play that.
When we look at where we are economically, and we are in a strong, we are stronger economically than we have been in history. When you look at the unemployment numbers at 3.6%, when you look at the jobs numbers, more than 8.7 million of new jobs created. And when we look at where we
better than ever economy, better than ever. Gas prices are going down. That's something I predicted would happen because of the depression, and gas prices are going down. And then it's funny because Democrats are trying to take credit for it. I think that it's one of the funnier things I can imagine is like gas prices are going down because people are broke and can't afford to drive anymore. And the president will be like, look, I made gas prices go down because the economy is so bad.
It is fascinating.
So, all right, now go ahead.
I think this is the first time you've used the actual D word instead of recession, right?
I say depression. Yeah, okay. I said that before. I use hyperbolic language frequently.
Okay.
But I do think so. I do think that's what's coming. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Roger that.
Well, I mean, it's inevitable that something really bad is going to happen based on our behavior over the last, 50 years. The debt bubble and stuff. I do think that there are consequences to what we've done. So, and they will be serious, very serious. But it depends. The Fed might try to do things to make it seem like it's less bad, but it's going to be bad. Whatever's happening, it's going to be bad. It's going to be worse than most people expect, I believe. But
okay, yeah, probably.
Okay, so let me set up this vaccine news, and then I'll decide whether to make this a separate video about vaccines.
Ooh.
I have a number of updates. I have a number of updates about vaccines to give. Let me see all the different ones. Okay. First of all, let's see. I'll show this one. Okay. So now here are a few things about vaccines that might be too spicy for YouTube, but they are real things. So I did want to report on them. This is from Channel 4 NBC News, New York, which says that COVID boosters might be less than 20% effective after a few months, says a study. And that's an Italian review of COVID studies found that boosters restore vaccine effectiveness initially, but that protection falls off quickly. So that's news about the boosters, which do you think everybody knows about the vaccines already? Sometimes I wonder when I report on the news about vaccines.
By everybody knows, do you mean, does everyone in this audience know?
Yeah. Well, that's one part of it. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident. And not that, it's not important to cover. I think it is important to cover because we can't let this con slip our minds. Like, this is a big part of what's going on.
Check this out. This is what's going on with Walgreens data. So this is real data. I saw this because I was in the Reddit forum for vaccinated people. I go in there because the vaccinated people talk about what happened to them after they got the vaccine. And I only know unvaccinated people mostly. So I want to know what vaccinated people are thinking. And one of them posted this. This is brand new data from Walgreens, the Walgreens COVID-19 index. And I posted this on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at LiftTheVeil411. You can follow Jelena on Twitter at just Jelena, right? Just Jelena.
Yeah, just Jelena, Jelayna.
So check out this chart. This chart shows positivity rates by vaccination status here at the end of June, beginning of July. And it shows people who are not vaccinated, people have 1 dose, 2 doses, 2 doses greater than 5 months ago, 2 doses less than 5 months ago, and then 3 doses greater than 5 months ago, and 3 doses with less than 5 months ago. And for people who can't see the chart for like on the podcast, for everything but being vaccinated within 5 months, for being vaccinated, if it was more than 5 months since you were vaccinated, these people are, I don't know how to say it, right? You can't say they're more likely. People are more likely to test positive for COVID the more vaccine they have, depending on how long ago it was that they got the vaccine. So there is some, it appears from the numbers, there's some protection close to the time you get the vaccine, but then it's like negative effectiveness over time, and it gets worse the more shots you have. So the worst, the highest, so the positivity rate for not vaccinated people is 31% in this chart. And for people with 3 doses who have been more than 5 months ago, which is every old person, it's 41%. So it's way higher for people who are more vaccinated if it was more than 5 months ago. And that's the real data. And then if you go to 65 plus and you look at the data here, everybody got their 2 doses, and if they're 65 plus more than 5 months ago. So they show this not vaccinated versus 2 doses, 3 doses, and then 3 doses less than 5 months ago. But if they, for 2 doses or 3 doses, the positivity rate is over 10% higher for the vaccinated people than it is to be a not vaccinated. So they say old people really should get vaccinated. Even people who are anti-vax or against the vaccine, kind of in general, for most people, even those people mostly say that it's old people should get vaccinated, you know, but these numbers show that even with 3 doses, it's about the same positivity rate as being not vaccinated. And then if the 3 doses were more than 5 months ago, then it's worse. You're actually more likely to test positive than if you weren't vaccinated in the first place. So.
This is the thing. This is the thing, you know? The whole reason that people were skeptical of the pharmaceutical industries banding together and coming up with this miracle treatment for a mysterious disease, you know, is that, you know, they're a pharmaceutical company. They make their money by getting you hooked on a product. This is the product. And this is evidence that not only do they want you hooked on it, you're kind of going to have to stay on it. If you got on it, if you got on this Vax ride, like you have to keep getting it.
Yeah, you have to keep getting vaccinated. Yeah, it's the only kind of treatment I can think of where the treatment for it not working in the first place is to take more, you know. Oh, it didn't work the first time, so just take another dose, and then take another dose, take another dose. So here's another study. So this is probably too spicy for YouTube, but I'll still show this other study that shows the incidence. People have been saying that myocarditis, even though you can get myocarditis from the vaccine, and that's acknowledged, right? that you can get myocarditis from the vaccine in rare cases, they say. People have been saying that you get myocarditis after getting COVID. So it's still worth it to get the vaccine because I guess then you might not get COVID and then you were going to get that myocarditis from having COVID anyway. Well, this study, which is published on mdpi.com, Journal of Clinical Medicine, says the incidence of it's a study on the incidence of myocarditis and pericarditis in post-COVID-19 unvaccinated patients. So they found unvaccinated patients, and this was done in Israel, a large population-based study. And it said that post-COVID-19 infection was not associated with either myocarditis or pericarditis. We did not observe an increased incidence of neither pericarditis nor myocarditis in adult patients recovering from COVID-19 infection.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's different, I think, from what they've been saying. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because when the myocarditis thing first arrived, people were blaming it on the experimental technology being injected in people. But then there was like that counter wave that was like, actually, you can get it from COVID too. So don't be so pushy here. But this, especially coming out of Israel, which I don't even know how many unvaccinated people they have over there. Like, isn't it 98% vaxxed?
I don't know.
No, something crazy.
Some people still refuse the vaccine in Israel. Some people.
Yeah, so they probably have them all rounded up somewhere, and this study might be real. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yep. So yeah, that's the news. So multiple stories about the vaccine, and that is what I will maybe cut this and put it on YouTube. If I did, then you got the information here first. So thanks, and make sure to follow us on other platforms like DLive. What should I say when I make a YouTube video?
That's a good question. Yeah, we need like a line.
I know. I have so many different things I could push.
But not the vaccine, not ever, not here on Lift the Veil.
All right. So that's the vaccine news. I was going to talk about Shinzo Abe. It's not that interesting though. About Shinzo Abe.
You don't think so?
Well, you want to see the pictures? You want to see a picture of the gun and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you that. So yeah, Shinzo Abe got killed. It might have something to do with CERN. He was shot with a gun that was 2 tubes tied to a board. So this is the picture of him right before he got killed. This is the guy in the background here wearing a mask. And there he is. And there's the guy with the gun. And there was the gun, which is an improvised device of some sort.
Damn. Is that duct tape?
Yeah, some kind of electrical tape or something. It says the shooter used a homemade gun, which appears to be 2 pipes strapped to a plank.
It's like a Pirates of the Caribbean gun. Yeah.
I know. It's pretty crazy. It shows you the lengths people will go to make guns when you're not allowed to have guns. Yeah. So not very good security, I have to say. I mean, right?
Yeah, clearly not. Yeah. Terrible security.
Yeah. I would just think this probably wouldn't happen in America. I think our president and stuff has better security than that. This guy was just standing there.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's like literally right behind the guy, right? Or the former Prime Minister Abe.
Yeah. Nobody's looking at him or anything. So it's pretty piss poor security. I guess maybe because they banned guns, maybe they don't even worry about stuff like that in Japan. But seriously, the guy's like right there. You'd think somebody would be looking at him.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing security.
Do we know anything about the kid? Like, did he have a YouTube channel? Was he a rapper?
I don't know.
Not yet.
No, we don't know that yet. Do you want to try to take phone calls or anything?
We could. I don't know if we could do it on YouTube, but we could.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been an hour. Let's see. We could try to take a phone call and see how it goes. We can see. People can probably behave themselves. Even on YouTube, maybe. I'll open up the phone. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, people watching on Rockfin. I don't see any super chats on Rockfin. Yeah. Thanks, people who are watching on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to follow me at lifttheveil.substack.com. You can become a paid subscriber there. Jelena, where can they find you?
You can find me, or at least all of my links, at jelena.net. And that's JELAYNA.net.
Do you think it's unsafe for me to take phone calls for real? Do you think I should end the YouTube stream and just have people come over? Yeah, that's probably what I should do.
Yeah, let's have like a little after party on D Live where
Okay.
it's safer to take phone calls.
Yeah, I'm going to have to end the stream on YouTube and I'll take phone calls over. Come over to Rockfin, ROKFIN.com/lifttheveil or DLive at DLive.tv/lifttheveil. Yeah, check it out. Check us out over there and feel free to donate anytime in any form you want to either one of these things. You guys see the thing on the screen. And yeah, we'll go over to those platforms to take a few phone calls. But thanks everybody on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. And we'll see everybody on the other platforms. So for YouTube, that is what it is. Okay. Okay, so I'll leave a link to Rockfin.